Okay, guys, so in this lesson, we're going to be looking at defense against a sucker punch. Now, this is probably one of the most common attacks and probably what you want to be looking out for the most. So we're really going to be taking our time on this video and looking at all the different options. The first thing when you look at the sucker punch is understanding positioning and footwork. When you look at a lot of videos on YouTube, the guy's standing here, they're talking, they're mouthing off, boom, the guy throws the sucker punch. So what is the definition of the sucker punch? People debate this very often, but to me, it's the sucker punch is the person is not making his intention to fight. He's talking to me, he's looking around, shit's gonna hit the fan, he's pacing, he just took a step back, he's angling off, and what happens to this guy? This guy's not moving. So it's easy for me to sucker punch him because he's never moving. So when I take the step back or I create distance, it's because I'm setting up that strike. So what's the first cue? Because what's really important is understanding the cues and the signals prior to the sucker punch, right? The first one is the person is going to take a step back. So if I'm talking to him and I'm here and suddenly I angle off and I'm doing this, why? I'm getting in my range to strike him. What should your thing do? One is bring up your hands, right? So Costa, I'm going to do it. Imagine you're talking to me. You take a step back, like hands are down. Now, if I saw this in the street, I know he's getting ready to hit me with this hand. Depending, go with the other side, Costa. If it's this hand, now I know he's planning to sucker punch me with that hand. Normally the person will lead with their weaker and the rear hand is going to be their strong hand. So I know if I see this, I know the chances are if he sucker punches me is this hand. Go back. Now, a lot of times, and we're going to be looking at this through all the lessons we're going to be doing. Like we did, it's a lot about it is awareness, is being proactive, it's knowing, understanding what to look for, being able to pick up the cues and signs prior to the strike. The quicker I can react to this, the quicker and less chances he has actually of landing the strike and me actually being able to counter and strike and finish the threat as quickly as possible. What happens with a lot of people, they're standing there, they're talking to the guy, they're not looking at his hands, they're forgetting about the body language, they're forgetting about, they don't see it as anything as the guy just took a step back and angled off. I know in the street, and this is common, that's the first thing they're going to do. And you're watching this video, now you know that if the person does that, well, my hands are going to come up. I could do something as simple as step back. As soon as I step back, I know I'm out of his range for a sucker punch. Simple as that. One step back, I move out of his range of his sucker punch. What does he need to do if he wants to sucker punch me? He needs to step back in. He needs to readjust himself. Okay? So what are some of the cues and the signs? One, the person might step back. I'm going to do them. One, the person might step back. So from here to here, get in range. Two, he might look around. Is there witnesses? Three, he might clench his fists, grind his teeth. He might be pacing where he's doing this. When he's doing this, it's because he's building his momentum and his adrenaline to sucker punch you. Now you have two options when you see that. Option number one, I let him throw the punch and hope I catch it and counter and strike, or I go preemptive. I can't tell you what to do because I won't be there. What would I do? Really depends on the situation. If I really think that he's doing this and I'm talking to him and I see him pacing, I'm going to strike him right away. I'm not going to wait till that punch is out. I'm going to come in with a palm strike or a double palm strike and finish it as quickly as possible because I know all these cues and all these signs mean that he's ready to throw a strike. Okay? So I'm going to, and again, this is why we're always bringing the hands up here. Now, even if I'm a natural stance and I'm talking to him, now he's angling off and he's go for the sucker punch, my hands are still up this way. Okay? But from here, if he's talking to me, my hands are going to come up here. I see the sucker punch go, oh, my hands, now he went through the middle, right? I caught it this way. Now, give me power. If it came through, I probably would be ending up here, right? And this is why it's important to bring your hands up. By bringing my hands up, I'm closing the middle and I'm opening anything that comes around. Okay? So now we're going to do that chest drill, one strike each. So Costa's going to throw a sucker punch. Now, Costa's going to fight like a fighter. He's not going to fight like he's trained. So, you know, you could, like, again, what you're going to do, because you're going to watch this video, maybe get to train with somebody, you know, go for the back of the neck, go for the back of the neck, go for the shirt. Do the angles of attack that we looked at. Now, if you grab my shirt, you grab the back of the neck, would mean that punch would come in. You could go for the tackle, you could do whatever you want, but we're going to go one strike each to develop, again, your striking from moment to moment, action, reaction. So if I'm here, at any point, go for the sucker punch. Okay, what would I do from here? Come over here, Costa. What would I do from here? From here, if I was here, again, good base, boom, palm strike. One move, Costa. Okay, he went in, come over here. He went to grab my face. What would I do from there? I get trap, boom, headbutt. Right? When I threw my headbutt, I launched my whole body. Go, Costa, next. He pushes me. Okay, let me see what I can do from here. Let's see. So this is where it becomes interesting, right? This is when you're actually looking at your tool and target development. I'm like, okay, what can I do? Can I do this? You know, probably from here, boom, I would throw a knee. And the reason why I would throw the knee is because I landed on the bob dummy. So boom, I would knee. Next, Costa. Oh, he went for a sweep. Okay. From there, oh, I go in this way. Next, Costa. Beautiful. He would go for my arm. Whether he's a trained fighter or not, that's what he's going to do. Now, what do I do? Look at his balance. All I would do from here, and I'm not going to do it hard, is boom, just completely. You would have fell there, right?
Oh,
I would have, boom, slammed him on the ground. Like I said, in level 1, you want to strike and explode off to the side, or you want to bring down the attacker as quickly as possible, so I have the leverage of standing and him being down. Okay? Let's do it again. Hands up. Here, okay? Now look how I jammed it, right? Both my hands come here. What you want to do, okay? Let me just kind of rewind this. And I've actually done this in real life. You know, working in the club, I still remember the scenario. My hands were up. The guy was like, in my face, and I'm trying to control the situation. And as he went in, I stepped in with the blade of my forearm. Boom, going through the target. What happens is the best time to hit somebody is as they're expanding. So as he's going, boom, I step in. A lot of times that's enough for me to do a lot of damage to either finish the fight or continue striking. So as I come in here, what you want to do is strike here, and look, elbows here. So what can I do? Elbow, hammer fist, headbutt, knee, chest to back, or bring him down. Okay, so those are your options. Now, if you're going to train this at home with a partner, what's really fun is tell them to get a pair of boxing gloves and just tell them, go sucker punch me. Go again. Oh, just do that. Wow. You see? That's real, guys. That's real. But again, through the lesson, I'm going to break everything down. I like to always go back because, so we start with awareness. Look at his hands. Look at the signals. Is he pacing? Is he moving? Is he angling off? What is the positioning? My objective is to keep my hands up. Look at his body language, his shoulders. You want to be looking at his chest, his shoulders, his feet positioning. Does he have a weapon? Is he positioning for a strike? So if he's here, can I step back where you have to reposition, right? Or am I actually, maybe I'm cornered where I'm talking to the guy and I know I can't move back and I need to step in. Then you have two options. Either I step in and intercept, or I go preemptive and take him out as quickly as possible. Once you come in with the blade of your forearm, the hand up, and you want to crash moving forward. From there, you can go into an elbow, palm strike, eye gouge. Again, as you strike, you move off to the side, or the objective is to bring him down as quickly as possible and get out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. I'll see you next week.